When it comes to gripping and exciting storytelling that doesn't let you sleep, in recent years, Elf Sex Farm comes to mind. But right up there on this A-list comes A Plague Tale, the first game where instead of a gun, you have a brave teenage little girl shooting a sling and trying to keep her little brother safe. The fact that I was playing a female protagonist protecting my little brother and not the other way around really lets me know that the gaming industry is full of feminists. Up until I played Senra Kagura, Peach Beach Splash,
Seriously?
and I changed my mind completely. Yeah, well, without any more distractions, trying to take this review seriously and do the sequel, A Plague Tale Requiem justice. Guys, what we have here is a gem, something that doesn't come very often. A true actual gem in the dirt being here the lost frame rate, and the gem is the video game itself, because it's very good and it runs like After years of gaming, I'm starting to become a bit of a cynic. I never look forward into playing almost anything, man. I'm having fun with Gotham Knights, the way I did with Elder Ring, but I never looked forward for neither of them, because I often feel like the gaming industry has pretty much nothing to offer anymore. And then A Plague Tale Requiem comes along to surprise me. It's almost out of nowhere. I was looking forward to this. I did have it on my wish list, and I'm so glad it didn't disappoint and I wasn't wrong.
I'm coming. He's a child. Quick, spare them. I beg you.
Let her go!
Stop.
Please! You killed them!
Steady, stop this.
She's going to...
Metacritic looks pretty much like this, and for all the good reasons. Starts off with A Plague Tale Innocence. That's where Amicia was innocent. This time around in Requiem, she loses a bit of that innocence.
It's probably best you don't do that again.
Stop. Just stop. Nothing happens to her sexually, but having to kill a bunch of bad guys does that to a person. She has to survive and save the people that she loves around her, forcing her to grow up very fast. If you haven't played the first one, it's kind of mandatory at this point. You should. It's not an option. Just play it. But not before you finish Honey Pop. It's on sale. The graphics have not aged in the first Plague Tale game, and the story from Requiem continues after a few weeks from the first game. Literally a few weeks, exactly where we left off our protagonists. All that drama, the sole reason why it all happened in the first place, the love, the bond between the two children are all embedded, and this time even upgraded. You need to play the first one just so you can immerse yourself. I mean, if it was like an old 15-year-old game with shitty graphics, maybe I wouldn't have recommended it. But no, these games are brand new and you have no excuse. And speaking of new, you need a new computer. No, not to play Fallen Machina in the City of Ruins.
Yes, that's a good point.
Stop. The new computer is for A Plague Tale Requiem because it literally destroys frames. The performance is a good one. It's a solid one. There are no frame drops, dips, or crazy lag. No, not at all. Even at 40 frames, it feels butter smooth. But it's very demanding, and you can tell that from the minimum system requirements. But I think they're not exaggerated. It does it justice. For one, it's the best vegetation I've seen in a game. I'm not a perfect judge of these things, but it feels to my naked eye that it's completely better than what we've seen in Red Dead 2 or other video games like that. It really takes the cake. I felt like they introduce more polygons in each individual string of vegetation. I don't know how to explain it, but the flowers, the actual straw, it looks thicker, giving it a sense of realism. It's more rounded and thick, making it all look superb, maybe more dense, considering the entire game revolves around the medieval outdoor scene. Landscape and forests like places are very important. They're key elements, and the visuals are superb. It's, for me, I don't care what anyone says, man. This is the best looking game, best graphics of 2022. Bar none. The game looks amazing. Something that unfortunately I can't really show off in this gameplay because, simply put, my computer doesn't handle it, period. Coming back to the awesome story, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that I'm in love with Amicia. She's underaged, but I love the people who brought her to life, the writers who wrote Amicia as a character. In the first game, she was very scared and a bit squeamish and soft. Here, she becomes stronger, a true warrior. You feel like she's struggling, as anyone would, but as you get to play and control the wonderful Amicia, you feel like you're growing alongside of her. It's a bond, and I've seen it before. That's why I like it so much. I've seen it before. I felt it in Tomb Raider 2013, but this is much more better. And it comes from the wonderful voice acting, which is superb. The voice actress is the same like in the first game, God bless. Charlotte McBurney is her name. I don't know much about her, but I had to look it up. Amazing job. You won't get tired of her voice acting or the passion and soul that she's putting in each line of dialogue. Impressive visuals. The sound done to express the feelings in that moment rather than a place. Voice acting all around for all the characters, very well done. The feel and the pacing of the game make Requiem a full package, something that I think it's worth the game of the year. It might not be the game of the year, but for some of you, maybe myself included, it definitely is.
I knew it. I knew it. All right. Move quick.
Yeah, I know there are flaws, and I think it's time for me to talk about them. I haven't encountered a single bug. The quests are flawless. The game never crashed. Everything is how it should be. And like I said, the performance feels a bit too demanding, so that might actually put a couple of us off. But the main gripe that I have with this is that often I don't know what to do. And as an experienced gamer, I don't think it's my fault. There are obvious things hidden in plain sight. For some of you, you may see this as a challenge, but I saw this as poor level design. Moments when you need to crouch to reach an area, something that was never meant to be reached, or it wasn't obvious, it wasn't almost a part of the level, hidden like that from the player. Or the moment that really pissed me off, when you had to shoot a rope inside of a pulley. You know you need to shoot something, you just can't see it up until you rotate the camera in such manner that it comes visible. The rope was literally hidden, and it took me 10 long, frustrating minutes to see where it is. Moments of stagnation when you don't know what to do next, when you feel like it's not your fault, they just didn't know how to put it all together, slows down the pacing of the game. For me, that was a minus. And speaking about the stuff that you need to do, the gameplay, right? Well, you get it. You've probably seen some gameplay, mine as well. You gotta escape the bad guys, the soldiers, and of course, the rats. The rats aren't actual animals, rats. They're like a demonic swarm that destroy everything in their path. You gotta use your sling, and really later on you do get a more powerful weapon, but it's mainly the sling. You can concoct all sorts of throwing thingies like smoke bombs, things to light up, or throwing things to snuff out light. You can throw clay at enemies to slow them down, and then you can set them on fire. I know it sounds brutal, but stealth also plays a major role. And there's always one more way to approach a scene. There's multiple choices and multiple ways to deal when you are inside of the level. Super lethal or stay hidden. The choice is yours, and you get rewarded for that choice in a form of passive skills. Very cool implementation. Amicia, it's almost 99% never alone on this journey. She has a friend by her side to help along, and you can give commands to your friend in some sort of weird cooperative way with an NPC. Who knows? Maybe in the next game, we'll ditch the NPC and we'll actually have multiplayer co-op. That would be super cool. Right now, it's a single player, and it's a single player at its finest. Amicia needs someone by her side simply because talking alone like that wouldn't make any sense. She has someone to lean on, a shoulder to depend on, someone that's there with her to help her, maybe guide her. You get the gist. It's all about immersion and great storytelling. A fantastic way to show off this game to your friends and maybe make memories for yourself is the photo mode. A very unique photo mode. Number one photo mode so far, Gotham Knights. You can't beat it. That is the ultimate photo mode. This one right up there. Kicks ass when it comes to God of War photo mode or other video games. Nah, man, this is the real deal. Pay attention. You can pause the cutscenes and activate photo mode from inside the cutscene, changing the angle and taking pictures exactly in that moment. Changing the angle. Oh man, that is immersive. That's marvelous. It truly is. And it makes for some fantastic screenshots. A Plague Tale Requiem, you guessed it, it's an upgrade in every single way from the first game, as it should be. In 2022, when it comes to gaming, guys, it's way up there, deserving all the praises and awards. Gameplay mechanics are abundant. It doesn't let you sleep in, you always gotta stay awake. Hard puzzles, storytelling, and voice acting worth of any AAA title. It's basically a stealth action sandbox that will keep you playing for roughly around 15 hours. A Plague Tale Requiem. It's in itself a memory maker. One of those great gaming experiences that we'll remember in the years to come.
They'll die first. Go back inside unless you want to fight. You stay away from my family. They come. Stay back. I'll kill the lot of you.
Not that easy. So what will you do now?